Well, welcome to day 7 of the reading of extracts from my father's book, The Last Mile. Thursday Island, although a small island as part of the Torres Strait group of islands, was extremely strategic and played an important role in the Coral Sea campaigns and in protecting the northern end of Australia. For an excellent and in-depth analysis of the battle for New Guinea and Torres Strait, the Australian War Memorial has an article entitled Japanese Air Operations over New Guinea During the Second World War. The author, Hiroyuki Shindo, and I'll put a link to that article on my Facebook page. Dad's time in the Torres Strait Islands, the jobs he did, the battles he participated in, the narrow escapes, and the days of doing the mundane remain a mystery to us. He was often lonely, as most men were, separated from loved ones and home, and he penned a beautiful poem to my brother Rodney. And you'll hear it here very shortly. It was the Nambour RSL who did the most beautiful eulogy and service at Dad's funeral in 2009 that shed some light on his activities. They spoke about Dad being part of the Coast Watchers and the dangerous work the Coast Watchers did, reporting on enemy shipping and planes. Dad refers to that work and how it affected him for the rest of his life. As he says, war changes a man in many ways. And I'll let Earl Taylor take up Dad's story from here.
As part of the Torres Force 67th 9th Division, we were sent to various islands and locations to report on enemy shipping and planes, and there was a network of established coast watchers across the islands that needed to be supplied. This covert operation was a risky business. Once enemy activity was identified, it had to be radioed back to HQ. We then had to get the hell away from our location as quickly as possible. The signals received by HQ were also picked up by the enemy and was only a couple of minutes before the spot where the transmission had been sent would be heavily shelled, or a shore patrol would be launched, and if found, the Coast Watcher was killed. The 9th Division also took part in the battle at Milne Bay. Beating a hasty retreat through the jungle was not easy. Choked by an impenetrable tangle of vines and creepers, in the worst conditions of heat and humidity, constant rain and mud with poisonous plants and dangerous creatures, leeches, scorpions, spiders big as your hand, mosquitoes, ticks just waiting to latch into human flesh. It was no wonder that dengue fever, malaria, boils and carbuncles became common ailments in the theatre of war. I contracted dengue fever, boils, carbuncles and tinea from constant wet feet and suffered for many years after the war was over. I also became a very light sleeper, and for the rest of my life the slightest noise would see me spring to my feet ready to choke the would-be intruder. My wife and children had a few near misses from something as innocent as getting out of bed to go to the toilet. I wouldn't even be fully awake myself, just reacting from pure self-preservation instinct. Before the war I didn't smoke or drink, but in those 3 years I became a different man. My fists got me into a bit of trouble, and I'm not proud to say so. But I spent a few days from time to time in the lockup. In my lonely moments, and there were many, I penned a poem to my son. Little Boy Blue Eyes. Little boy blue eyes, your daddy's away, so look after mummy, please do. Give her a kiss from me, one every day, for your daddy adores both of you. Think of me often, how lonely and sad I'm far away just on my own. And little boy blue eyes, prove to your dad what a man you already have grown. Be good to your mummy and do what she says. She knows what's best, little man. Try and cheer her on a long, lonely day. She loves both of us, please understand. And little boy blue eyes, when all this is done, together your mummy, you and I, are going to revel in oceans of fun. So little boy blue eyes, goodbye.